It's 8 o'clock on Monday, whatever month this is, March 30th, and we officially have our first ever The EXP variant live on our website, if the code worked. So, I'm producer Kyle. I'm going to go check on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to bring on our friend, the person who's going to host this hangout, this AMA, keep us all under control. Herd all of the cats, as it were, and we're going to talk more about cats in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, from Blake's Buzz, the man whose energy makes me exhausted, Blake Morgan.
Thanks, everybody! Whoa! Wow! You're so sweet! Okay. Oh my God, they don't even treat me this nice on my own show. What is up? Oh, I've had just, I feel like, what's 3 days? 72 full hours. I am a comic guy, not a math guy. 72 hours of just comics. It was Kansas City Planet Comic-Con this weekend, and I set a personal insane record. Did 28 short interviews. Some were short, some were like 10, 12 minutes long. But yeah, what a time to be alive right now. I suggest, you know what you should all do? You should all quit your job and then go to Comic-Con. Don't do that. I can't be trusted to talk by myself. But I guess I can't bring people in. I don't know. I'll just keep talking. All right.
Just introduce us, dude.
Oh, are you gonna? Okay. All right. So, all right. First up. Now I know what's going on. All right. First up, it's one of your favorite retailers and online retailers. She is the coolest and knows so much about comics. Let's bring her out, Miss Jen King. Wow!
Man, Blake.
Chill.
So
How's it going?
Oh, I am so excited. I cannot believe this is something we've been working toward for a long time. Get to work together with my very best friends to make this happen. And I hope it's exciting for everybody because, man, this is nuts.
I bet it is nuts. Everybody knows we're here to talk. You guys have a cool, everybody's favorite word right now is product, right? You have cool product that we're going to show off, and we're going to sample some cool product tonight. This is going to be great. We're going to take little bitty bites out of it. Actually, we're not going to do that because that depreciates the value in any comic, and we're here to talk comics, so you should not take bites out of your comic. I don't know how we're going to segue into this next intro, but that's what we're going to do. I got another friend who's coming out on this show. This guy drugged me to California and taught me how to use little knobs and joysticks to control cameras and record famous people. It was amazing. You all know him because he runs a whole freaking network. It's producer Kyle Northrup. Whoa!
See, I need an energy drink. I need an energy drink after that. That was a little much, man. But yeah, what's up? We're here. This has been a long couple of weeks coming. I'm very excited that this is finally here, that we're finally doing this, that we're finally able to talk about it, all that kind of stuff. I'm super excited that with the people involved and some of the ideas we have coming out. So I'm stoked to talk to people about it.
Let's just get right into it. We're here. You believe you were previously live talking about this, possibly?
Well, we have one more person who is essential to making this thing happen, and he is frequently known as the person whose dinner pictures are the most interesting in comics. And if you want to know what comics to get into before they're cool, just look at who he posts like he's having dinner with. The person held responsible for Dynamite Comics, Dynamic Forces, he's been selling direct to consumers through the television and the internet since Scott Hanna had a mullet, and he did too, but he won't admit it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Nick Barucci.
Wow.
I never had a mullet.
I have video proof otherwise.
Air over here does not mean it's a mullet. It's the modern mullet.
A modern mullet? Do we have photo evidence? Is
There's
someone
video
back
evidence
there? Can someone
somewhere.
pull it up. We don't have people back there. I don't know who I was yelling at.
I have it on a super secret Dropbox. I'm just saying.
Nice
Well,
to meet
everybody's
you,
here.
sir.
You're so full of it.
I'm telling you right now, if you ever want to be inspired for what selling to lots and lots of viewers looks like, go back and watch some of Nick's like really amazing stuff. He knew what he was doing back in the day.
I did have a perm.
There's a comment saying it was a perm.
Not a mullet, a perm. Is that the Great Eastern?
And I'm a person who should be commenting on what kind of hair people have.
It's called being in high school. Your friends who are good looking getting a perm. So you got a perm. So I got a perm. The problem was I wasn't good looking. Yikes. It's kind of like if you're good looking, you can look good in anything: a pink shirt, a green shirt, an olive shirt. And when you're not good looking, you can't even look good in black. The Faccia Bruta era? Yes, it is. Faccia Bruta era is up here. No.
All right, guys, it's official. Everything is live. In the comments is the link where you can go and get in on our exclusive drop. So a very extremely small, so small that I could actually do the math number of our print run is available right now on the explive.com. We have all 4 of the covers, which we can show here in just a second. We'll go over it. But I feel like before we show the covers, we should bring on our cover artist.
Mm-hmm.
That
So-
sounds like
I'm going to tell the whole story before we bring him on, and this is going to get really interesting. So I was intimidated to meet this artist when I first met him because I was a big fan of work he had done, variant covers that he had done on books that I had. And he's like the best friend of my best friend. Like he's super close to a bunch of my friends in the comic scene, which was cool. And then come to find out that a lot of my other friends in the comic scenes were fan of his as well. So it was dope that all of this came together. But then Nick comes to us on one of our leadership meetings where it goes, "Hey, we should do a Ben 10 exclusive," and kind of lays out why this is a really good idea, despite my trepidations and despite my wanting to just be like conservative. He's like, "No, this is a really good idea," and Miss Jen's like, "This is a really good idea," and then. It turns into, okay, well, who can we get to do the cover? I'm like, there's one person. There's one person I want to do a Ben 10 cover. And that is a man who understands cartooning on such a molecular level. He's been able to draw people as birds. He's drawn the only caricature of me that looks even remotely close. And, just one of my favorite people ever at conventions. Ladies and gentlemen, the creator of Bodhi Troll. He's worked on things like I Hate Fairyland for Image. He's worked on The Muppets. He's worked on Fraggle Rock. He's done covers for Marvel. And now he is the cover artist of the EXP's first ever exclusive variant. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Fosgett.
Whoa! What a time!
How you guys doing?
How are you doing, Jay?
I'm fine. It's fun listening to you guys.
I think it's fun listening to me too. Thanks, man. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah,
I really like your artwork. I love this. I love a good like fun animated style that's just like loud and having a blast on the page. Comics can be fun. It's good to have fun.
I find the cartoony guys bring something different that like superhero guys might not necessarily have that approach. I mean, Scotty Young being a perfect example of that. So
he was so busy this week. Like he was at Planet Comic Con this weekend. Had a ton of cool stuff. But yeah, he was he's a hard man to get to. He's got lines and like you said, a great example of how that animated style can just be like a astronomical success. I got a question. I know y'all been working on this, but before we really dive into it, these things take a lot of time. You know, you got to get art approval. It's got to get team approval, and then it's got to get like brand approval, and then it's got to go to print, and then all this stuff. What made y'all want to decide to get into the exclusive cover game?
Oh, that's a good question. I kind of feel like we wanted to we have so many good fans, right? We have lots of people that tune in, are very, brand loyal to us. We wanted to give them something to collect. It's kind of like, I saw like a little window into this because when we went to Comics Pro this year, I had Kyle and I worked together to get special pens and Sharpies and pads made with our logo on it. And we saw like a huge response to things that were just like regular. What we saw as just being regular utilitarian items is people said, I want to have some of those as a collectible. We were like, okay, well, we could do better than that. Surely.
And beyond that, that's a question for Nick. It was his idea. He brought it to the table, and he's really the reason we were able to get this done. So, Nikki, you're muted. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but if you could, maybe you can shed some light on why we're, kind of why we're here.
Nick loves covers. They all love covers over there. You can't have enough of them.
All right, John, call Rex. No, there we go. We got it.
Because there was such a big echo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Why is this not?
Goodness gracious.
Now you're muted.
I think they're frozen too. Hey, this is why live streaming is magical, because you never know what's going to happen. Kyle, you were saying though.
Okay, you're unmuted now, Nick.
Okay.
There's so many echoes. I was like, let me mute myself. Maybe it's me.
We don't hear
It's not you.
So anyway, no, this was a cool thing to do. There was a lot of attention. There's like a delay.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, no, it was cool. It was about time we did this. Something all ages. And you brought a great cover artist.
Okay, I'm going to do a thing, Nick, that's going to help you. Hold on. Okay. And then we're going to do... Nope, that's not it. We're going to do this.
Technical things are happening.
Yes. Nick was in the studio twice. And I think that was causing the delay and the echo.
Ah.
Interesting.
So I just kicked him out. Okay, we're good now.
Am I still in?
You're in.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
Okay, so should we show the cover?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
That's so daggum cute.
It's a great piece.
Like I can't get over the little kitty that's sitting on top of his head.
Yeah, so let's show the variant here. So this is what I've been calling the A cover. I don't know the proper term for it. It's the regular cover.
Main cover. It's the main cover.
There we go. The main cover. Jay, Fozzie, can you tell us a little bit about this?
So when I was researching the cartoon, because I wasn't as familiar with it, I didn't have cable when Ben 10 was first, premiering in the early 2000s. So I had to hurry up and research it when I got this assignment. And I was fascinated from the get-go because I'm a big alien monster guy. And this particular one stood out to me. And I thought right away, this idea of sort of an animal shelter gag kind of came to mind. It's kind of an old stock gag from like Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry days. And I thought, yeah, but if we do it with this alien, then it's kind of something fresh. And I knew it was going to be fun to draw. And I wanted to make sure that when I was drawing the dogs, or including the cat, of course, I was thinking of the Ren and Stimpy Big House Blues, which was their very first cartoon that they did. And anyway, that was kind of my loose inspiration for this. So, yeah.
I would like to talk about the dogs because I love the big alien and I love the joke. But the dogs are just the Chihuahua with the like lizard eyes on like each side of its head. And then I have like my rescue, one of my dogs, Coco, has like a perma derpy face, kind of an underbite, and so just like the clueless eyes and the derpy face. Are you a dog guy? Because I feel like you gotta like love dogs to like really get of these.
Yeah. I love dogs and love cats. I've been a cat dad for almost 20 years now, but prior to that, I've had dogs all growing up, so I'm used to those derpy faces. And I have a lot of friends who have a variety of different kinds of dogs. So like the Chihuahua you see there is loosely based off of one of my friend's dogs, and the sort of mix of a bulldog and a pug there with the bug eyes on the right was kind of inspired by my friends' bulldogs that they've had. So, yeah. And then I wanted to draw a Great Dane that didn't look like Scooby-Doo. So I gave him the floppy ears and made him a nice blue hue, which they do come in that shade. Actually, it's crazy.
I love it. It's just like I said, it's so fun and it's bright, and the other versions are great too. But I also love the joke too, because I just I am a child, and so I poop and fart stuff. It gets me every time. And,
I built my career on that, so I get you. Yeah.
Hey Jay, since you've done the most recent research on this, like maybe people aren't aware of like who is that big dog?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to. It was something mutt. Kyle, help me out. You gotta know.
I actually had to have an 8-year-old explain Ben 10 to me during this process. I know how popular it is, but I was a little too old for it to begin with.
Well,
yeah, wild
you're
mutt.
You're younger than me, so you were not too old for it. Come on. For a guy that his career is built around comics, how are you too old for a cartoon? Especially 20 years ago.
Right. When I was 4 years old, I was like, Johnny Cash is the best artist ever. Like, I was born 75. Like,
yeah, you were.
So, no, but no, it's, yeah. So the big guy, right, that's one of the things on Ben's little dial thing that he could turn himself into.
Initially, there were 10 of them, which is where the title came from. But I guess in later seasons and releases, based on my quick research, that he had a variety more of these. But this guy stood out to me in particular because A, he's kind of like a xenomorph, which is a great movie monster. And B, if you guys have ever seen the English sci-fi horror movie Attack the Block, he looks a lot like those aliens, but they're like pure black with blue glowing teeth. And anyway, it just appealed to my sort of Muppet monster sensibility.
So Ben, does he dial to whatever he needs for the task he's presented with? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so I was 20 when this came out. So I also am too old for Ben 10. But I do know it's been around for like a very long time. It's had
2000 almost, 2005.
Yeah, 2005. So I just turned 40. So yeah, I was this was probably, I'm still trying to be in a band. I was like too cool for cartoons at this exact stage of my life for Ben 10.
That's crazy to me.
Which is funny because like now it's like I also missed I've never seen Adventure Time, and everybody tells me that I'm like Jake the dog if Jake the dog was a real person. And so like I kind of want to go back and watch Adventure Time, but yeah, I just quit my job. I got plenty of time to watch cartoons, Jay.
Highly recommended.
Time.
Just the first, I think maybe 4 or 5 episodes of Ben 10 I watched, I really got into it. Like the thing is, I just turned 51 and I'm still watching all the same stuff I watched when I was 10 and 8. So nothing's changed there. And so watching Ben 10, I'm like, yeah, I would have loved this show if I had access to it in 2005. It's such a neat premise where these aliens accidentally send down this device that adheres to this kid's wrist, and he figures out really quickly that if he hits a certain button, he can turn into that alien for a limited amount of time. And kind of takes on a superhero role to a certain degree, but also to a different degree. It's kind of like the Hulk dynamic, where he's not a hero as such, but he tries to be helpful more than destructive. And anyway, that's my kind of jam. So it's a really cool cartoon, and I was just hoping that my cover would reflect any amount of that.
Well, the cover's very cool. So if the cartoon is also cool, then you nailed it.
Yeah, thank you.
If the cartoon is bad, then you should have done a way worse cover, Jay. I don't know a lot, but I know that.
The other thing is, I wouldn't have taken a gig doing a cover for a comic or a cartoon that I wasn't interested in, and right away Ben 10 grabbed my attention. And I've had opportunities to work on certain things where I'm like, it's not really my jam or whatever. And Ben 10 was kind of ridiculously my jam. So
hold on, Joe Casey's writing this? What?
Joe Casey created Ben 10.
What? oh my god!
Yeah.
I came on assuming you guys knew all about this stuff. That's hilarious.
Jay, I don't know anything about anything. I don't know if you just heard me. I just quit my job. I don't plan or think very well.
So,
oh my God,
all right, guys.
Joe Casey, that's crazy.
Right. If you're watching this, you can go over to the EXP Live right now. Click on Shop. They're right there across the top. All the different options. We'll show you that in just a second, but let's go through the rest of the different variants, right? So we have the main cover, but virgin, which is to say vegan, which is to say no trade dress. Nice and pretty there. Then one of the things I love about Jay is his line art. Like I have a ton of Jay Fosgett black and white, like just take a Sharpie and draw on this sketch cover for me. So I love Jay's line art. I love the way he does things. So the fact that we get to do a line art variant of this is perfect for me. And again, I like the fact that it just is like, it almost looks like a sketch cover you could buy.
Jay,
and
that's
then
clean, dude. That's
thank you.
Clean.
Thank you.
Then we have the vegan non-trade dress virgin, whatever you want to call it, version of the line art. So again, all of these are available right now over on the explive.com. If you click on shop, they should be listed across the top. But there's one thing we can't really show you, which is the bundle. Okay. So you can get all four. I'm going to take away the Band-Aid finger. All four covers, all four variants for $90. Now, that sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not. Because when you think about it, there are only 5 bundles available. It's super rare. And of the line art virgin cover, there are only 10 of those in existence right now. Like there are only 10 of those available for sale right now. So, you can get them right now, guarantee one of your 5, like one of the 10 if you buy the bundle. So
and as,
just
Tommy in the chat just pointed out, Kyle, that some of the tradeless, vegan covers would be great for remarks. They really would. Like, there's a nice little spot up there to get it sketched on.
They'll be shiny, so you got to get the remark in the Sharpie. Like, don't expect to get the remark in like the alcohol pencil, Ben. But yeah, you got to get it in Sharpie.
Any kind of pencil is impossible. So
right. Or
I wonder if you could is there enough room at the top there to like add other kitties and stuff?
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'm
draw
sure
people's pets on there. So
Ooh.
Well, Miss Jen, do you want to talk about the pet thing?
I think we should. Okay, so what you may not know about all of us here at the EXP is we all love pets. Like you probably saw my cat's tail as he walked by. she's cruising. And we thought about my first reaction to Jay's awesome cover was those animals need names, right? they need names. So I was like, wait, I don't want to name them because then it robs people of the opportunity to give them the names that they think they deserve. And I was like, but wait, I think it would be really awesome to officially allow somebody to name these pets. Like have them be their official names for all time. and to be able to do something super special that's near and dear to our hearts and probably all y'all's hearts too, raise money for pet charity. So we're gonna, over the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever it is before the actual like hardcover, like the actual the actual cover drop, like the physical copies come to stores, is to give people opportunities, and we'll talk about what that looks like soon, to be able to like A, support your favorite pet charity, and B, get an opportunity to name one of those pets so they have that pet for all of time, including maybe a pet that was near and dear to you that has since passed on, or maybe your current pet that you just want to have that be their name.
I like that a lot. That is very cool. And this comes out, I just keep seeing May.
May 6th.
May 6th, there it is. Wow.
It's like
I have this.
so close to Free Comic Book Day, like the next week.
Oh, that is coming up. Wow. Time flies. What is time? What even is time, chat? Has anyone figured it out yet? I don't understand it.
It's a construct.
Jay, what do you think about time and philosophy? Let's just get into it.
I don't have time to think about it. So.
Nice. So did you when you were doing this in your Ben 10 research and you know you got to watch a few episodes, found out you were into it. What else did you kind of get into? Because I know you kind of said like you got some xenomorph vibes from one of the creatures, and you pulled some inspiration from friends' pets in. Like, what? Anything else? Did you do anything funky to like get into the zone for this cover?
Originally, it was going to be a lot more graphic, by which I mean, like, imagine sort of 1950s pop art, mid-century modern designs, because again, I was thinking of that Ren and Stimpy episode set in the Pound. And the way that they designed that was meant to look like vintage Hanna-Barbera cartoons. And so I think that was in the back of my mind when I did this, but ultimately I wanted the art to be as clean as possible, as well as fun as possible, so there was no confusion about what was happening, you know, because I have a tendency to over detail a lot in my art if I don't, you know, rein it in. And so I wanted each character to be, you know, a clear silhouette. And, you know, it was obvious there's a cat here, there's a big dog here, there's a small dog here, whatever. And that the monster didn't get lost in the pile at all, and things like that. So I was thinking more graphically than maybe I usually do. And I always have a gag involved. So it was really nice to get to collaborate on the gag for this. And I do all my own hand lettering. So that's, you know, some people might think that's a font. That is not. Yeah. So that's kind of where my mind was at, you know, very much Ren and Stimpy, but a lot cuter. So maybe Ren and Stimpy with sort of a Muppet overtone. I think it'd be a good way to look at it.
That's a good vibe. It's also interesting that that you had to kind of pull back from the detail that you usually put into, which actually ended up really working for the piece. We all commented on how like that like clean animated vibe that really came out, because you really you kind of really picked and choose what to kind of show and dive into, and what like you had the fence. I love what you did with the fence, right? Like we know the fence is there, but you just kind of cut it out. Yeah,
it's
what
more
I'm talking about sometimes, chat. It's cool.
It's more symbolic, yeah, and that was intentional too, because originally I was thinking, well, this could be kind of a cool film noir kind of thing and have these big black shadows. And I thought, well, this is also a kids comic, and I don't want to overdo it. This isn't like Batman the Animated Series, so I just, I wouldn't say I oversimplified it, but definitely with the pet kennel or whatever you want to call it. I was like, all I need is to represent that one front plane of it. I don't need to see the sides, because if I did the sides, then I'm like, I got to fart around with the chain link on the sides, and that's going to be more noogly little details I got to worry about. So yeah, I was planning as I was going. I don't do preliminary drawings at all. I just jump right into the drawing surface. So that's what I did in this case.
Wow. You digital, or are you pen and ink, or?
This is digital. I've been pen and ink almost my entire life, and then for the last 11 or 12 years I've been working digitally since I got a Cintiq, and then Yeah, pretty much all my comic work is digital these days, but there's not a big discrepancy between the two processes. It's, it's a stylus versus an ink pen, and it's the same disciplines. It really is.
Yeah. I just got one of those I don't do anything on it. I keep trying, but I got like one of those matte screens for my new iPad, so that feels like paper when you use
those
the
are nice.
stylus on it. And I really do like I'm getting used to it, but I like using the stylus on it better, but I don't necessarily like reading comics on it better now. So I'm getting used to it. It's better at night. Like, sure. Like the colors kind of bust out of it, like when the room's a little darker, but it's me being picky.
No, I bought an iPad as well, and I use it exclusively as a sketchbook. And I love it. I love drawing in Procreate on the iPad, and then on my Cintiq, I draw in Clip Studio, which is just wonderful. It's like the closest thing to traditional tools I found, even better than Photoshop in my experience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you don't necessarily need a subscription like you do with Adobe.
So. I just recently found out about that. Acres of movies, by the way, is kind of curious. Jay, like, what's what kind of stories do you like? What's your comfort jam in comics?
I run the gamut, honestly. You wouldn't necessarily know it by my style, but I'm a big horror fan. So, I love Bernie Wrightson, I love old EC, I love the creepy magazines from the 60s and the Eries and all of that. But I also love stuff with an animated vibe like we were talking about earlier. So like Mike Kunkel's Hero Bear and anything by Scotty Young, certainly Jeff Smith stuff, and then the late, great Sam Keith, who just passed away, that more than any other artist bridged that gap between superhero and cartoony. And I've always idolized him. And it's we were so lucky to have his art in our lives. So, but yeah, that's the sort of stuff I like. And I'm a lifetime Muppet fan. I've got a long history with Jim Henson and the Muppets. And so I tend to seek out, if not literally every Muppet thing, but things that have that sort of vibe, that sort of 80s kid vibe, where it's just a little scary, but really fun, very fantasy, and a lot of silliness.
I kind of feel like we need to poll our audience. If Jay likes Ben 10, what else should he watch from that era that he might not have been exposed to?
That's a great idea. Yeah. There was a lot of great shows. Like, I would only see cable around that time if I'd go to my mom's or visit someone else's house that had it. And one of my favorite cartoons of the day that is completely forgotten is Time Squad. It was absolutely brilliant. It was it Craig Wasson who did that? It was the same people who ended up doing Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which was another great cartoon. And I wish we still did Flash animated shows, because that show did it better than anybody. But yeah, there were some great shows in the early 2000s. I got to catch just a couple of them, but those were two of my favorites. And then one of the covers I got to do early in my career was for Boom, for The Amazing World of Gumball. And that was a ton of fun.
I miss that so much.
Yeah, that was a great cartoon. Oh my gosh. And just such a myriad of styles in this one weird, wonky show.
I literally still, this is like a quote I use that nobody knows what I'm talking about. I go, dooba dooba doo, commercial break.
Oh, that show is just wonderful. I hate to sound like the old guy, but it's like they don't do them like that anymore. So.
I also liked it because, there's so many cartoons out there that make the dad the buffoon, really bad buffoon. And he was kind of buffoon-ish, but also their family worked really well. He's I see them as the prototype for, was it Bluey now? Whereas everyone likes the characters because the family melds well, and it's not all about anxiety.
Yeah. Can I take a time out real quick and just talk about how I cannot get my freaking dogs to watch Bluey. They don't care. Everybody else's dog, you put Bluey on, the song comes on, the dog opens the door, dogs bring in snacks and cuddle, and everybody watches Bluey together. My dogs do not care about Bluey. I've tried. It's an adorable cartoon. I love it. Anyway, so it's hard. It's a hard life over here, guys.
All right, gang. I got super quiet there for a minute because, as it turns out, our website was being a jerk. But I have fixed the code, and if you were trying to check out with the books and you were having some trouble, it should be fixed now.
I could just envision Kyle, like, if the screen went blank, then he's like that cat typing on the keyboard. You know that meme?
I'll be honest, that was a little more like that thing where they're unplugging Neo from the Matrix, and all he's seeing is the number just going like this. I'm going, where is it at? What's the problem? Well, I fixed it. So
You ever seen that
you
scene
can
in Scanners?
so you can now, if you check out any of the variants, any of the exclusive variants, you can get up to 10 copies. Now there's some limits. Some limits apply, but you can over the course of the 4 covers, you can get up to 10 for $10 flat rate shipping, USPS priority. Please note, books will not ship until the books are released on May 6th. This is a pre-order process.
We're not magic. And I do want to put out,
fixed.
I do want to say to everybody, like, we really thought this all through about how we were going to drop these books. We wanted to make sure that, like, I know that we're going to, like, put it out there to the big part of the world, or, like, approach all the big Ben 10 fans and the like, the maybe not normal comic book folk, but we wanted to make sure that you guys got first dibs, because this is why we're making it. We're making it for y'all. So we want to make sure you guys have before anything goes out there. We're really just offering it to you guys. So
right,
This is
it's
like
not
a
going to be
super
on
pre-order.
Yeah, it's a drop. I mean, it really is. These are, and by the way, the prices you get it for now are not the prices that they will be
nope.
when the book releases. They are less expensive now than they will be.
Wow.
So now is the time to get in on them. We are, like, again, we're treating this just like a drop, like when they put out new sneakers. So it's a whole thing that we're working on. So just know that it is now available on the website at these exclusive low prices. And again, you can get up to 10 for $10 priority flat rate shipping.
And you said the black and the line art variants are they both limited to 10, or they're
Well, so basically what we're doing is we have a limited number of each cover that is available right now.
okay?
They're different based on the number printed, or the number being printed, I should say.
Yep.
So right now, if you just want a line art version, there are this many.
Aha!
Mhm.
Speculators out there getting sweaty. Hop on it. Put them on your
If you if you can't, or if you don't want that, like if you want the one with the trade dress, there are only 10.
Wow.
Just saying. Then there are a number of other things, but this is a very limited number, very limited drop. There are only 5 bundles for $90. So if you want to get them all,
That's my jam.
if you want to get them all
That was a cute
for $90, if you want to get them all for $90, basically this is your only chance. They will be significantly more expensive going forward.
Yep.
So just be aware.
But no sweat. Also, if you can't do it right now, then you have other opportunities to get whichever ones you want.
Maybe.
Right.
Better get it.
Well,
now.
what? So yeah, this is your only way to guarantee you're going to get them, right? Because not every show will have every cover. It's going to be up to the shows to figure out which covers they want and which covers they're going to be able to sell to their customers and that kind of thing, right?
Oh, so the different channels on EXP are all going to be pushing the cover to their audiences. That's exciting.
Once this is out, only the EXP shows will have this. So myself, Jen, Henri, Nancy, Nick and Rex, then some of the other shows like Geek Chat may have them for giveaways. Matthias and I may have some for the FOC show to do something with. So we're figuring all of that out, right? Like it'll be exclusively available on EXP shows. And then eventually you'll see it maybe more out in the wide world. Like, I don't know if you're at a certain convention in Northern Michigan with me and Jay.
That was vague. Can we say the name of it?
Is that where we get all our cool remarks on it?
Hold on.
It's a good point.
Hold on. Let me confirm. We can say it'll be Cherry Capital Comic Con because they have conceded to my one demand, which is that they will be announcing hashtag Shut Up Pat live from the PA semi-hourly.
Oh, yeah, it is necessary.
I had one demand to get this book to the show, which was that. So,
Shut Up Pat.
Hashtag Shut Up Pat. I'm sure he's here, or he will be.
By the way, Pat's one of the awesomest people on the planet, and this is just a shtick that they have with each other.
I tell you what, though, it's not always a shtick. Pat and I almost came to blows last year during a sketch battle. So, yeah, because Pat got a little lippy about the Muppets. Started talking about things he didn't know, and I almost had to put him in his place.
Well, and then I'll be honest, Jay, you weren't in this chat, but we were talking earlier about something else that I'm trying to facilitate for them for Cherry Capital. And Pat almost actually Mike. And it became hashtag Shut Up Pat before you actually Mike. And the amount of laughter in the chat was pretty hysterical.
No doubt.
But no, yeah, it was it's a great show. Miss Jen has been there last couple of years. Jay and I are always there. I did grab a ladder, and I did mention, Jay, that I did mention that if he didn't tread lightly, the beanstalk would fall down. So many giant jokes. Anyway, but no, so I will have copies at Cherry Capital Comic Con. That's an example of how it will be out in the wider world. But for the first little while, it will be exclusive to the EXP shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been reading about the actual relaunch from Dynamite, right? So like this sounds rad. Like check out this solicit. Hold on one second. All right. When a mysterious meteor crashes to Earth, 10-year-old Ben Tennyson discovers the Omnitrix, a high-tech alien gauntlet with incredible power and potential. With this device on his wrist, Ben has the power to transform into incredible alien forms. But can he control this power? If the story sounds familiar, think again. This is a modern, definitive take on Ben 10 from the team that created him. Man of action, kicking off with writer Joe Casey, joined by the amazing artist Robert Carey. And I went to Joe Carey's Substack and looked at the preview art, and it does not look like the cartoon at all. It's a very modern, darker vibe. This akin to what they've done with like Captain Planet and what's the other David
Space Ghost?
Yeah, Space Ghost. Like dark
and
dark
Thundercats
modern
and.
Yeah, so this is exciting, and yeah, you can head over to Joe Casey's Substack, get a look at some of that art. Robert Carey can draw, folks. So can Jay. There's a lot of good art, and there's, yeah. Did we tell you to pre-order these covers yet? You click on that link and like you pre-order, you get all of them for $90, and you can sell them for thousands. Doesn't that sound like a good deal?
Shout out,
like a great deal.
Shout out to TJ James in the comments for being the first official person to claim one of these books to grab one of the exclusives. So
TJ!
Nice.
Shout out
That's
to TJ.
awesome.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, I'm really happy that somebody did it because I just got the email that proves that everything works. Oh, my code. Oh, such pretty code.
I think what we need to do, Kyle, is a special thing for TJ. And I think that we need to make a little certificate that goes with his whatever thing he chose, that says they are the first copies sold, because that means something.
Ooh.
One of one. Right. We'll figure that out. I can work on that. But no, absolutely. So, guys, we do have the orders coming in. They are incredibly limited. Again, you can get up to 10 copies of the book across whatever variants you want for $10 flat rate shipping on, obviously on top of whatever the cost of the books are. So make sure you check that out. over on theexplive.com. Click on shop.
Now, Kyle, I got a question for you.
Huh?
You said you had kind of alluded to the team had to kind of talk you into this, that you weren't initially sold on the exclusive cover. What brought you around? What was going on there?
I have just, in my experience in comics, had mixed experiences with exclusive covers. Basically, back in the day, if you wanted to do an exclusive cover with Marvel, you had to print 3,000 of the stupid things. And I may or may not have several cases of an exclusive that I did years ago that I will never sell. And so I wanted to make sure that whatever we did made sense for the EXP from a financial standpoint, that it made sense for Dynamite from a financial standpoint, that it made sense for Jay from an artistic standpoint, that it made sense for Jen and I from a marketing. Like there was so much that I had to work through in my head that you ever see that show Numbers where David Krumholtz is doing math and it's just like the lines, the serial killer lines? Like that's what I have to work through whenever anybody brings me an idea for the XP, right? So, but for me, it was that. It was, okay, what parts of this don't make sense to me, and can we overcome those parts? And then how do we make this something that is truly unique, right? Because we didn't want to just do, the EXP gets the line art version of the Lucio Perillo, whatever. We wanted something that was ours.
Cool.
Yeah, we wanted something that reflected the kind of people, the kind of retailers that Jen and I and Nancy and Henri and everybody are. And that meant we wanted a cover that was not only unique to us, but that was accessible to everyone. Mm-hmm. I don't need a, for lack of a better term, sexy Ben 10 sister.
Good
like
thing.
That's not what I need. I need a funny Ben 10 sister, right? And it was, these were the things that I needed to solve, right? Like, how do we make it ours? How do we make it reflective of who we are and what our values are as a company? And that was when Jay's name came to mind. I'm like, if we can get it approved with Jay on the cover, then that is the coalescence of what we need to make this happen. So
it makes sense for us as a group, right? Because we're all about the local comic shop, and we're all about like creators, like their actual vision for what they want. And this was like a perfect match for us to be able to do it with people that we really respected in publishing and creators. I can't read. That's so small. My glasses are bad. What does it say?
I said
that he's the Chuck Norris defender of the Muppets.
Yeah,
that's a fair statement.
Heck yeah.
That's
so I have a question. Here's something I need to know. Now that we know that all that Ben needs to do is to do his little dial and to become one of these cool alien things. In this image, Jay, is this Ben, or is it not?
It is.
It is. Yeah.
It is. And that was part of the gag, because I almost contemplated having a little plume of smoke coming out of the top of the creature's head, like he's kind of PO'd that his cousin is busting his balls right there. So yeah, good question though. Good question.
Well, and that you said the magic word, Jay. There was a joke on this cover when we announced it.
Oh, shoot.
That
yeah.
we had to change.
That was my fault. No,
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. But I want to hear from the chat. What's funnier, poop jokes or balls jokes? Because the first joke was about getting Ben fixed.
Yeah, but that's all it said was getting fixed, and kids wouldn't necessarily know what that meant, but their parents would be like, tee, and that was what I was thinking. It's, double entendre kind of, sort of. But when they came back and said, can you make it a poop joke? I'm like, yeah, pretty easily.
I think it makes sense though, right? Because if otherwise you have like parents at the comic book store trying to getting asked like birds and bees questions.
And I should have considered that when I wrote the gag, but none of you guys were like, nope. I don't know, ball
I thought
humor.
it was perfect.
Yeah, so we thought it was hysterical.
But but it was just as good a gag to switch it up to poop, honestly. So
Right.
it was a breeze. This is my cat Sparky, by the way, walking by right now. Say hi to her butthole. Hey, Spark.
It was easy to
Thanks for the
switch to
stink
poop.
eye.
Here's my cat. Say hi to her butthole. That was a great segue. That was unscripted, chat. That was magic. Magic like this just happens live. You can't plan
Yeah.
on it.
Improv.
By the way, this thing on the cover, I'm just learning all about Ben 10 over here. Y'all, I'm diving in hard. Is a Vulpamancer is what this thing is. They're an animalistic species from the planet Vulpin. There's a
What are their
There you go.
powers?
let's see here. Powers and abilities.
Well, they're blind.
yeah, they're
That's one thing. They're blind, but they kind of have like daredevil capabilities
Yeah.
as far as maneuvering and
He's a
super
daredevil.
strong. Yeah.
they can smell. He can smell in 360 or something. And he
Oh.
got a good
Yeah.
nose.
So that
But
makes
they're
the
just-
poop joke even funnier because if you don't clean up after
Yeah.
them, it throws a sense of smell off.
Oh my God. And I'm telling you, animal poop that stuff carries, man. That scent will go miles.
Oh man.
And who even knows
let's-
if alien dogs have testicles? Like, what if they don't? We don't know that. You know,
We
that's
don't know,
very,
maybe.
That's very humanist of us to assume
Yeah.
that aliens just got swinging nuts that they need removed. You know, we're
I'm
just
gonna
all
have to
terrible-
ask. This is gonna be my con question. Anyone who's ever written a book about an alien, I'm gonna ask them. Were your aliens anyway? No. Let's
was
show the
there was
covers one more
some-
time.
There was a movie where an alien, he went to kick him in the nuts, and he's like, "I don't have him down there." And then they punched him in the chin, and that's where they were.
Wasn't that Men in, was
It
that Men in
was Men in Black.
Was it? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A Balchinian.
Black? I was.
There you go.
Oh no.
Would you be shocked to know that the beatboxing that that Bismarck he does in Men in Black 2, I have memorized?
I'm not at all surprised.
I think we got to hear this go.
Yeah. well,
Nope. Nope. We need to sell out of this variant in the next 10 minutes for me to do that. How's that?
Oh.
That's fair. That's fair.
Click that link, folks. Get on down to EXP, buy all the comics, and unlock the Beatbox Master Flex himself. Oh my God! Do it!
Yeah, we got to sell out in the next 10 minutes before that'll happen. Anyway, so remember, this is the main cover. We have the Virgin full color variant. We have the line art variant. And we have the line art Virgin variant. And unknown, we need to sell out of the entire drop.
Just the drop, not
Yeah,
the entire
all of
print
them.
run, not the print run,
Right.
just the drop.
Right.
It occurs to me now we could have done a pencil cover if we wanted to. I mean, I had the pencils too, but you know, everything's money, so I understand. You know, I think you guys did some cool stuff. So
The only
Well,
thing I think
I'm-
that I would have loved to have done, but I'm sure it was cost prohibitive, is like have it printed, have the final one there printed on like cardstock, like the kind of cardstock you would get. You could
Yeah.
actually would accept ink,
Mm.
right,
so people
yeah,
could color their own practice.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
listen,
great idea.
There is a blank variant coming out for this book, and like I'm just saying, Jay does a fair amount of conventions
Oh yeah.
that I'm sure you
I
could get
do.
it replicated if you ask real nicely
real nice.
and pay his commission rate. Yeah, and pay his commission rate.
Yeah, so
That
there's that. But yeah, always happy to draw what for the most part whenever people want. So it's been a few
One of my-
declines here and
There's
there.
that new way of doing remarks works on any cover. Like when they like
Yeah.
kind of you fill a space with like a white out or a similar color of something, and then they let that dry and then do inks over that. Like, which I think I think those are dope. Anyway, like I kind of love that. But yeah, that's one way you can overcome the
Yeah,
typical cover.
yeah.
I think the first time I ever saw remarks was I want to forget his name. The really awesome aliens artist, Mark. And he was
Oh, we were
local
just
to
talking
us.
about him the other night.
Yeah. Why does my brain stop for him? But anyway, I was at a convention. He used the word remark, and I'm like, I've never heard of such a thing in all my life. What is this? Because we just call that sketches.
Yeah, I was the last one to learn about remarks. It was embarrassing, and I'd been in the industry for a few years at that point, but it was a surprise. I'm like, people will pay you to do like a little, because there's not always a lot of available space.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I have a Thor Jay Fosgit cover where he did a remark for me of the fat lady actually singing on the cover, like from the J.G. Wentworth opera commercial.
I forgot you had me. I vaguely remember it. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's hanging on the wall next to my from this past year's Cherry Capital, Scully and Mulder on the Mars Attacks blank.
That was maybe my favorite sketch cover I've done in the last 5 years. So
that was a good time.
That was a blast. You always give me the best stuff to draw.
Jay,
I've got the one
do
you
you
bring.
have people tell you like they have a very specific thing that they want, or do people just like, I like these characters, do something with them?
Generally, the sketch cover will dictate what they want. So they, whatever they bring up, and they'll say it's an X-Men book, I want Juggernaut or whatever. Once in a great while, not often, but someone will come up with a blank and it's, I don't know, like a Scooby-Doo cover, and they want Spider-Man on it. And I'm like, you sure? And they're like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, that's whatever. It's just a blank surface for me. I'll do whatever you like. So.
Speaking of remarks, I just stumbled across this, and it is like one of the coolest remarks I've ever seen. And I'm a big fan of this Supergirl cover anyway. But that cat is not on the cover. Like that's the remark. Like it is phenomenal. I've never seen anything like that. Like I thought that was really cool.
I feel like a slacker looking at that. My remarks look like signatures.
Yeah, no idea what something like that costs, but it was very, very cool.
Yeah.
The first person I ever saw do that was Gavin Smith, but he was usually doing it to fix his own art. So it's like he's like, yeah, I had to white out a whole bunch I wound up not liking. So now there's a whole bunch of white out and there's a new thing. So anyway, but no, like we were talking, Jay, I actually have the variant for Cherry Capital sitting right here, right now that I'm going to give you. So,
really awesome, sweet, okay.
So
I'm eager to see what you got. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So okay, let's do this, guys. We said this was going to be an AMA. If you are in the chat and you have questions about the EXP exclusive Ben 10 drop that is available right now on the explive.com, click on shop. Should be right across the top. You'll see them. All the different options. So you have the A cover, you have the full color vegan, virgin, minimal trade dress, whatever you want to call it. Then you have the line art with trade dress and the line art vegan, virgin, minimal trade dress variant, whatever you want to call it, plus the 4 cover bundle. Available right now in extremely limited numbers over on the explive.com. So if you have any questions, ask us.
Yes. And by the way, shout out to Chris in the chat and Wes and Michael Lynch. Mike, this isn't my show, but I might be talking to sponsors. We're just streaming that. Like I signed people that are subscribed to my channel. Like we're multi-broadcasting right now because I'm just gonna go before, since no one's asking any questions in the chat. I'm gonna spoil some news. Blake's Buzz is coming to the EXP pretty soon. So
officially.
Yeah, it's happening.
You just made me so happy. Like I cried a little bit when you said that before you left the car when we were at the airport. It's like, you're good people, man.
Thanks, Jen. You are too. No, I like you guys. It's fun. And it's like, it's just, I don't know. Stuff gets lonely sometimes, or not, not like sad lonely, but it's just, I don't have a co-host, that's why I always have guests on and stuff live. And it just, sometimes I get bummed out. I get bored doing stuff by myself all the time. So
it is more fun.
I ate pretzels live on the air this morning by myself. It was pretty cathartic, I'll be honest. The only person who showed up was Pat from Cherry Capital, and he left right away. He comes, makes comments, and leaves. you know,
You got him
like,
hungry
really,
for
bro?
pretzels, so yeah, he's like,
Right,
"Geez,
because-
I want a pretzel."
Well, I was announcing that we were doing this tonight. That was a strange video to wake up to. It's true, man. Well, I'm like, oh, I need to make an announcement. I'm eating lunch. I texted him.
There is a question about the book. Unknown says, how long will these be up for the pre-order sales on the pre-order sales site, excluding them selling out?
That is, to be real honest, that answer is TBD. In that the numbers are so low, they're going to sell out very quickly. But because of some of the other plans we're doing in terms of Miss Jen's naming the animals marketing, and some of the other things we're doing, that may have an effect on how long they stay up for. So they're going to be up at least a week, probably closer to 2. So you've got some time, but again, if you don't buy them early and they sell out, I cannot help you.
That's true.
Which is to say, again, EXP shows will have access to all of the covers, but we don't know which covers which shows are going to take, which covers which shows are going to want. So you may not have another opportunity because if, like, say, none of the shows want the line art virgin, right? Because they're like, well, at the price that we have to sell it for, I don't think our customers are going to want it. It's just going to wind up coming to me and going to conventions or going to Miss Jen's shop or something like that. Like, you may never have another chance at it. So this is your best bet to get it now. And like Jay says, just think, folks, if this does well, maybe there will be more in the future.
Did I say that?
This Jay, other Jay.
Oh, I was like,
less famous Jay.
That sounds like
Jay's
We have too many Jays.
Contracted for one cover, guys. What was happening?
That's some hardcore lying.
So Unknown.
I'm going to refer to.
Answer. So I feel like maybe Unknown is asking a question. Like maybe he has a favorite show he wants to purchase through to support them, and that's totally fine. You just let that show know you for sure want to get that cover or those covers, and they'll make sure to get it for you. So don't worry about that.
Yeah. And I'm going to start referring to Jay Burns by his government name, Mr. Jenna. So, Jenna's not feeling well, so she'll appreciate that joke. But no, so see, he's down. Mr. Jenna works too. No, so yeah, guys, if this is successful, it's something that we're open to doing more of. We'd like to do more of. There are opportunities with other companies. There are opportunities with other, with other covers that we would love to do more of this. But this one has to work for those to happen.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Like proof of concept that I mean, if you guys tell us that this isn't necessarily like an exclusive thing, isn't what you guys are into, then that's fine. We'll continue on with the way we were before. But I feel like just kind of knowing y'all a little bit over the last 5 years, that especially a cover like this that's so cool is something that definitely you're gonna want in your collection. So
yeah. I think it's really cool, and you guys, all the live selling and stuff you guys do, it's very organic. I mean, you guys move a lot of variants and a lot of exclusive drops and all sorts of stuff. So like it to have one of your own kind of makes sense. And I also like distributing it to the other shows, and so it could be. Get out, pull your wallets out, guys. What'd you do? Quit your job this week too? No, you didn't. I know you didn't. I'm the only one who did
shout out. Shout out Mike Asbel, first person to claim a bundle.
We got a bundle? Hell yeah!
Yeah.
So I have a question.
Shout out to Mike Asbel.
Mm-hmm. Big Mike, let's go.
Blake's now officially part of our family. Does he have access to them to sell them?
I don't know. I don't sell comics. I just complain about
it. Listen, Miss Jen, we just talked earlier about how I had to go full on like Mr. Anderson, like to try to make sure this was working earlier. So I don't even know when I'm going to get access to them. Right now, I'm just worried about whether the website works, which clearly it does. So yeah, shout out to everybody who's making purchases over there, and all the emails that I'm getting going. Yeah. all the emails that I'm getting going, an action was triggered. Someone placed an order.
Oh, and
then I have to go in and be like, who placed an
mentioned it all. Just like, why are why are we doing this? It's like to run a station, like we run a station, requires finances to happen, right? And this also helps in that regard. So if you're wondering a little bit, make sure that like the daily operations of the channel are taken care of. So if you love the channel, this is a way for you to like A, support the channel and get something. B, sorry, there was a B there.
Right. We have to pay Jay, and this will help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to keep the lights on.
And we have to pay Mr. Jenna. Both Jays, actually. Jay, who drew the cover, and Mr. Jenna, who works here. And, you guys buying these books are going to help us keep the lights on and keep this thing going. So, yeah, we have to pay.
Pretty cool.
Everyone named Jay gets paid.
Right.
The Jays always get paid.
I got stories.
What? Comics is a lucrative, friendly business that just.
That's right. Yeah. We all getting rich up here.
We all do this because we love it.
That's you have to love it. And that's what I tell aspiring cartoonists. I'm like, you better love it and better be willing to do it for free and for fun, because there is no guarantee it's going to be profitable. There's easier ways to make money.
Yeah, that's true. So, PJ.
What is it? Whoa, hold on.
Blake's show is going to be primarily hot dog focused.
Yeah, it's where I am rebranding The Bee's Dead.
Right.
It's not. The bee's not dead. But Jay did agree to drawing a bee eating a hot dog before we went live. Now I'm just kidding.
Dude, that's not even
agreed to so many things tonight, chat.
That's not even the weirdest thing I would be asked to draw in my career.
Jay Burns is drawing the bee eating the hot dog. Which means it's like when Robbie tries to draw a cover. Anyway, because Robbie was throwing shade at Jay, I'll throw Robbie on a show. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's another show. All right, guys. Any last second questions? Any last minute questions about the EXP exclusive variant, about Ben 10? Even though none of us are really qualified to answer, I could text Matthias Lewis's son and get an answer, because that's who took me to school on Ben 10.
I'm about to start watching it though, for like all the Googling I've done and the reading about the new series. Like I'm really into cartoons right now. I'm watching it.
It's on the original series is on Tubi right now, so you can watch it for free.
Nice. And an excuse to use a cool app. Let's go.
I love Tubi.
So yeah, no, it's need to view cart. Minor note to check out from link. I needed to view cart to pay, otherwise a weird error. Okay, Mike Asbull, would you email me so we can walk through and try and replicate that, because I don't get that error when I try. But as a troubleshooting thing, please email me so I could try and replicate that error and get it fixed. Okay. I'm about to plug back into the Matrix. So, like I said, any last minute questions, guys, this will be available for a little while. Not very long. And, listen. Okay, I'm going to get real close to the camera and be super quiet about this. While you're on the EXP or the EXPlive.com and you're clicking on shop, there are other little comic books. If you buy those comic books, I can include those in the shipping of your orders. If you're willing to wait, there are vintage and retro comic books available on our web store. That's a rollout that hasn't been officially announced yet, but they're there. So go and take advantage. There are some cool things there, like let's see, Nova and Star Trek and the Avengers and Marvel 2. Marvel 2 and 1's out of stock. Comics Pro exclusive Supermans, things like that. So go check those out. There'll be more of those books coming in the coming days. to the website. But if you see something you like, go ahead and claim it, and we can include it in your 10 books for $10 shipping.
Nice. And in case you're wondering where those books come from, you are supporting one of the shows. This isn't like random comic books from some random warehouse. This is show stuff.
Right. Right. You're supporting one of the shows and you're supporting the EXP at the same time.
Pretty cool. You should do it. Supporting indie comics is a cool thing. I don't know if anybody follows me out there, but I do like to remind people that it's a kind gesture to support indie comics, and it's good to be kind.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of indie comics, Jay Fosgett, Bodhi Troll. Tell everybody about Bodhi Troll. If they like Ben 10, they'll dig Bodhi Troll. Tell everybody about Bodhi Troll.
Yeah.
Bodhi lives in a fairy tale world, and he wants to be a big and scary troll, but he's too cute and cuddly, so no one takes him seriously. I self-published the book through my Cheeseburger Press imprint. You can order them through my website at jfosgett.com. And I try to bring them, well, I do bring them to every convention that I do. That's sort of my main outlet. He's got a small but passionate fan base.
And don't you have a cool, is it a plushie or a puppet of him?
I have a puppet of him. I recently stopped bringing him to shows because it required his own suitcase.
Oh, no.
He's the size of a toddler. He's hard to get across country sometimes unless I'm driving to a con. So yeah.
Also, people like to touch him.
Oh my God, do they?
It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it does get weird. And then half the time people come up and say, I don't care about the comic. I just want to buy him. I'm like, yeah, you can't afford him. So
what else do you have happening, Jay? What other things do you have happening? Anything you talk about? Anything?
Yeah. I just drew an issue of the Garfield comic for Boom that Katie Cook had written. And I've known Katie for almost 20 years. This is the first time we got to work together. So I'm really excited about that book coming out. I got to draw it and color it. I've been working for Disney Publishing for like the last 7 or so years, doing a series of kids books based on the Marvel superheroes. And we're talking little kids books. And I guess they're doing pretty well. Some of my friends like Christy Blanche carries them in her shop and her grandkids love them. So there's that. I'm working on a 3rd volume of Bodhi. And then I'm doing some stuff for Hasbro with My Little Pony that isn't comic related, but it's my artwork. And so I'm pretty excited about that.
Bronies, man. You got to remember to keep Jay Fosgett's name in mind. I'm just saying.
They pay the bills, let me tell you.
It's a flourishing community. I guess is that a word for it? I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, that's
a big community. Yeah. Like it's
and some of the coolest fandom, like the people, like they love their stuff, and they're more than welcome. They're more welcoming than a lot of fandoms. So shout out.
Some of my closest friends I made through the fandom there, honestly. So it's been pretty amazing. I mean, like every fandom, there's a negative faction, but it never comprises the entire fandom, which is really cool because the good ones really stand out. You know, you really appreciate them. So.
I miss. They used to have a My Little Pony convention here, just like that was all there was. Just like you got to see everyone. They were playing the card game. They're doing just everything was really positive with them.
I don't know what pony conventions. I think they still have one in Milwaukee that I had been a guest at once years ago, and then there was one in Baltimore for years that I'm not sure if they do that anymore or not. But I had done that at least once. And it's nice. The fandom can be really, really cool. So you want to go where they appreciate you, and they do. So
that's cool. Well, and like look at Tony Fleece exploding and like Trish Forstner and like and like that blew my mind to find out like the stray dogs and feral crew like came from like the My Little Pony, and it was like there's real just because stuff isn't like for you doesn't mean like there's not extreme talent on these books. So
it's funny because before Tony started working on My Little Pony, he was an indie comics guy and did stuff that wasn't necessarily all ages. Same with Andy Price, same with me. My earliest work in comics was cartoony, but it was not all ages. I mean, it was more like Mad Magazine type humor. So But a lot of us, and that's the entire cartooning history, is a lot of us came from more body sensibilities and got into kids comics, and sometimes go back to body, sometimes go to horror. And I've done all that, and it's wonderful. It proves that cartoony isn't just for kids.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we've actually gone 20 minutes longer than I thought we would go, which is super fun. So let's do this. Miss Jen, tomorrow night you have a minute to skim it, and Blake's camera died. I thought we were going to get it in before that was in, but Miss Jen, tomorrow night you have a minute to skim it, and tomorrow's Comics Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
What else
Super
is
stoked.
happening this week with you?
Let's see. Not a lot. Got a minute skim it, and of course, like you said, tomorrow's Comics Tuesday on Tuesday, and then on Thursday I got what's in the box, but I still don't know what's in the box, so it could be literally anything.
Then tomorrow night I am filling in for Henri, who is getting over the con crud from C2E2. He will be officially back next week, so I'll be filling in for Henri tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And then that will be my last live sale for a while, as I will be doing entertainment content and stuff, but while I'm focused on this release and some other things that we're doing here at the EXP, I'm going to take a break from live sales, just so I can focus on those things. But that'll be me tomorrow night. And then Blake is back after changing his batteries. Blake, what do you have coming this week, man, on the Blake's Buzz?
Matt Harding is going to swing by, and maybe somebody else. If anybody has a Kickstarter going, or
I thought you were saying Matt Hardy.
No. Yeah, no.
I'm like, wait! You got professional wrestler Matt Hardy?
Yeah, no. Matt Harding, who is a great indie comic creator and also a designer at Oni. Really, really great artist. I love him. He did some stuff with like Jared Lujan. I can't remember what the name of the book was, but it crowdfunded and then was out at Scout. But it was really cool. But yeah, he's got a new oh man, it's this beautiful zine thing. It's more than a zine, but he like hand stapled these things. Like it's beautiful and the art's amazing. So he's gonna come. We're going to talk about that and talk about Planet Comic-Con, and I don't know who my first interview I'm dropping, but I got to edit. I'm going to edit. Something's coming out this week from Planet. I got 28 interviews to edit. I did 28 interviews in 3 days because I'm not a normal person, and I yelled at all of my interviews at Planet. So I would be like. So I talked to Dan Mora yesterday, right? And so this is how I started these intros. I was like, oh my God, is that Dan Mora at Kansas City Planet Comic-Con? I started all 28 interviews with that high octane, with that energy, just screaming at people.
Listen, all you guys need to know about this is Blake texts me, I just scared Joelle Jones. So you guys should be watching for that. Sparky in the background is going, hey, you've been on camera too long. I'm yawning. I want to go to sleep. So we should probably wrap that up. But stay tuned for all the other great stuff on the EXP this week and over on Blake's Buzz. And then be looking very soon for Blake's Buzz to join the EXP lineup when that happens at some point. So
we didn't know we were announcing that tonight. I just did that.
We'll figure that out. I'm sure we'll text. We'll work it out. But Jay Fosgett, thank you for your hard work on this, man. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for making a killer cover. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me on the book. I really appreciate the opportunity.
I appreciate the fact that you did it. Like, when I reached out to Jay, I was like, hey, man, I have a theoretical hypothetical. And, like, he kind of walked me through it. And I'm like, okay, now what if this was real?
Yeah.
So it was pretty great. And thank you to Miss Jen for, kind of pushing me in this process and making sure we did this right. And to Nick, who couldn't get his technology worked out because, let's be honest, without Amy, Nick doesn't really know how to make the thing go. So shout out to Nick over at Dynamite for making this happen and for being such a huge part of the EXP since, hell, Nick was here before I was. So, making sure that this thing is happening, that this goes well. And then shout out to Blake for coming in and hosting the show for me. That way I wasn't interviewing me. It would have been weird.
And
I've
he
done
had
it.
to fix the website.
Yeah.
that ended up working
Allowing
out.
me to code. So. All right, guys, stay tuned. Best Coast Comics is coming up at 11 o'clock Eastern. They are doing a live sale. This is their Wounded Warriors Week sale where they are raising money for Mission 22, which is a veterans charity that provides comics to veterans with PTSD. So make sure you watch that show and pick stuff up to help them support our military men and women who are going through so much right now. Go over to theexplive.com, click on shop. Buy the variant. That's as close as I get to Blake, as I get a little bit Lewis Black. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. We will see everybody down the road.